Newcastle 2, Man United 0, thoroughly outclassed by the Geordies. The Toonami were the better team in every single element of this game. Starting lineup, substitutions from the manager, the fight, the battle, the technical ability, everything about Newcastle today outshone Manchester United, and there can be no complaints in terms of the best team winning. There can be no complaints in relation to the way the game went. I actually think 2-0 flattered Man United. 2-0 flattered Man United somewhat. It puts Newcastle third in the league, as you can now see, level on points with United. United could drop to fifth if Tottenham win tomorrow. Of course, Man United still have a game. They'll have 2 games in hand over them at that point. But United in need of a few wins now, a few wins on the bounce they need in the Premier League. That's 3 games without a win. The defeat to Liverpool, the draw against Southampton, of course, missing the final weekend of Premier League action because of the FA Cup quarter-final that we were in. And that kind of cup run now is just hurting United a little bit because we're a couple of games behind everybody else. But the team, in terms of the league, isn't in great form. Away against the top 9 teams this year, we've been outclassed in every game and battered in a lot of them. There's a vulnerability away from home. There is no doubt about it at all. And I think that this is why when a lot of you watching were sort of calling me out, Terry, why won't you say you're in a title race? I said at the time, we're in a title push. Let's see what we do. And this Man United team isn't good enough yet. This Man United squad isn't deep enough yet. We have a polo of a team when Christian Eriksen and Casemiro are out. We don't have midfielders who have the capability of controlling the ball in the middle. We don't. Bruno Fernandes, Sabitzer, they're more forward thinking. Fred and McTominay are simply not that. They're not great at anything in particular. So we often see these problems arise. Still very confident we can make the top 4. I'm not sitting here panicking as a Man United fan, but I am angry at that performance today because I don't want to take anything away from Newcastle. They deserved it. But to not lay a glove, to not cause them any real problems, we sort of just faded in this game. We faded away. We almost resigned ourselves when that goal went into losing. The players didn't look like they believed, and it's away from home against the better sides. There is a lack of belief in this Manchester United team, and some people will look at correlation and causation and think, well, the Liverpool defeat did it. But we were poor away at Brentford, poor away against Arsenal, poor away against City this season, to name a few. We beat Fulham away from home, but we weren't great in that game. We've not been good away from home against the better sides this year. There's no doubt about it. And from my point of view, as I say, well done to Newcastle, thoroughly deserved the win. Every element of this game, even the substitutions from Eddie Howe, he didn't bottle it and go ultra defensive. I actually think Ten Hag as well. We're going to call him out here a little bit. Those substitutions at the end, taking our centre-backs off, stupid. He was trying something. It didn't work. He also should have made some changes at half-time because Martial did more in 25 minutes than Weghorst has done in the last 3 league games. He created some openings. He had a shot that deflected, that, could have gone in. He at least created a corner. He got onto his first aerial duel of the game that put a player through. So I need to see, listen, Ten Hag takes some blame today as well. There's no doubt about it. But from my point of view, frustrated at the performance, but I predicted a defeat today. Not because I'm a defeatist United fan, but Newcastle were a good team. St. James's Park was going to be rocking. And yeah, it was a very, very, very frustrating afternoon indeed. But of course, no doubt about it, a very happy one for rivals and a very, very happy one for Newcastle fans that now go third in the league. And a lot of us were talking about Newcastle falling off. Even a lot of Newcastle fans, I listened to the overlap. Kendall was on there and very much said, I don't think we'll make it, maybe 5th. They've got a great chance now. This win today puts them into a brilliant, brilliant chance. Yeah, it's a real interest. It's going to be a real interesting run-in now. And I thought United would make it comfortably, but not winning in 3 has dragged Man United back into this race. United win the next 3 games and other people drop points. It may change again, but United are in the top 4 race now as opposed to looking comfortable. There was a time where they looked like they were going to sit between the title race and the top 4 race. That's no longer the case. The last 3 games in the league have been very poor from United. Big criticism needed. The panel will be out later in the show to go through that, and we, of course, will. United lack momentum in a big way. Need a win. Yeah, they do. Man United need a win. And you got to remember, um, we beat Fulham in the FA Cup, but we weren't good in the game. You know, the team's really struggling right now. I was hoping the break would reignite us, but we've got probably one of the worst places to go after the international break. You'd have loved a nice one at home against the Leeds or an Everton or somebody like that, but we didn't. And, you know, we've got to bounce back now. That 7-0 loss has rattled you. I mean, that's all that Liverpool fans have got this year, so I expect why you would say that. But we've not been good away from home against a lot of the big teams, even before that. It's something that Man United need to work on. It's a genuine chink in the armor. It's a genuine problem. It really, really is a problem that Man United is suffering with at the moment away from home. Martin says 22 points off the title. Yeah, Arsenal clear Man United this year. I've been telling you that all year. It's not banter to me. It's the truth. Steve here says, boom, St. James's Park is a fortress once again. I'm loving this, man. My Magpies are something special. They are, Steve. A brilliant performance from you today. I can't praise you enough. I almost don't want to criticize Man United because some will say, well, credit Newcastle. And you've got to credit Newcastle. But just annoyed that there was a moment in the game, 70 minutes in, there was a moment in the left corner, the right corner for Newcastle's point of view. Martial and Sancho are trying to work a bit of a move. Trippier steams in, boots the ball out, and it deflects off of Sancho's foot and becomes a Newcastle throw instead of a United one in a dangerous place. A bitter Man United fan would say that's lucky. For me, Newcastle created that luck themselves. This Catman here says, excuses. What do you mean excuses? Is it sometimes you want me just to say Man United is dog shit, as opposed to we were outclassed, we've got a weakness away from home, there's holes in the squad that need to be improved, the manager made terrible substitution decisions today that really cost us. What excuses have I made? I've said that Newcastle outclassed us. Like, let me ask you this question, Catman. Like, what do you actually want me to say? Legitimately. What do you want me to say? I've said everything. I've literally said everything. Very weird comment. I'm telling you why we lost and problems we've got. And you're like, excuses. I think your mum might have dropped you as a baby, bro. Seek help fast. Crazy. Yeah, Terry rattled. Not really. I'm laughing at dumb comments. That's a really dumb comment. He's obviously trying to troll, but please do better. I would you guys going to, I don't know what that lose. I don't know what you're trying to say there. I would it. What do you mean? Rewrite that for us, please, Debs. I dare you to bottle top 4. Listen, if Man United don't make the top 4, there'll be big criticism to come in for Ten Hag. Big criticism for this squad. We were in a very comfortable position. We've got a good enough squad to make it, and we shouldn't be falling out. We shouldn't. We've been a better team this year than Tottenham. We've been a better team this year up until today than Newcastle. We've been a better team this year than Brighton, a better team than Brentford overall, and we shouldn't be falling away from this point. If we do, then criticism will come. Carabao Cup or top 4, both. Not either. But if we don't get both, it's a failure of a season. I can say it with chest because I'm a man. Bruno kicks Shah, should be a penalty. No, not for me. I don't think there's any refereeing decisions today that were wrong at all. The referee had a spot on game, to be fair. Only one shot on target. Yeah, awful game. I don't know what else you want me to say. Like, in the comments, tell me what you want me to say and I'll say it so you're happy. I said how bad we were. I don't know what you want me to say. Tell me. Like, you're obviously looking for something. What is it? Is it for me to scream and shout? I'm not going to scream and shout. I'm not in that mood today. But I'm killing him. I'm ripping into my team. And you're like, not happy. Ten Hag is just Ollie with a Casemiro. Fair. If that's your opinion. Do you see how Anthony and Martinez react to being subbed? Would you say the substitutions were unfair on them too? Yes. I thought Anthony was having an okay game. I think he had the better of Dan Burn. In the first half, it was these cutback passes on the inside to Sabitzer and Veghorst that were the 2 most dangerous moments we had. I didn't think it was right to bring him off. Only having one centre-back on the pitch was a poor move from Erik ten Hag. It really cost Man United. It was really, really poor. It really was. So, yeah, I don't think either should have come off the football pitch. We would have probably still lost the game, but they shouldn't have come off. They really shouldn't have come off. Terry, can you say Alexander Isak reminds me of Patrick Kluivert? I'll read out. I mean, I'm not. I've read it out. He's again. That's a big, big praise. Isak was really good today. His hold-up play was good. Wasn't too much of a threat in behind, but his hold-up play was great. And the build-up to that goal, the touch and the pass out to Bruno Mars from him, the cross, the head, the team goal from Newcastle was excellent, Steve. It really, really was, and deserves a lot of credit. It really, really does. Bruno Gomares is who people think Jude is. Listen, Bruno Gomares is excellent. I see with the way Man United played today, we needed Bruno Gomares to hold that ball in the midfield. That's what we needed. He can hold on to the ball. He's got great press resistance. He really has. And yeah, I want to see a little bit more of that. 1 second here. Just got to send a message to KJ. Yeah, but there we go. Right, some more super chats here. What you guys thinking, feeling, saying? Thank you, George, for becoming a member. OMalley here says, Terry, you concerned about 0 goals in 3 Premier League games without Rashford, who scores? Yeah, I mean, I am. I think it's a really good point. Rashford didn't score in the FA Cup game, and we scored, and we put the ball in the back of the net. The Southampton game, we were going to score goals in. There was a red card, so there's an anomaly in there. I'm more concerned about away from home against the bigger teams. There's an anomaly in there. We scored lots of goals against Real Betis recently. We did score against Fulham, albeit down to 10 men. I'm more concerned about when we go away from home. We do need to add more goals into this team, though, and that's why it's one of those weird things. This sort of criticism of Man United is a bit strange because I've never said we're the finished article. We're on our way to being back, but the manager's had 1 summer, and he needs 2 or 3. Pep had two summers and about 500 to 600 million pounds spent